What's up, guys? Haven't done a trading video in a minute. A trading breakdown for the week, projecting what I'm looking for the week. Haven't done these in a while. I think back in September, that's when I did it. I used to do it very consistently, but with my computer, I just tried it. I tried to do it now, but it just won't record. I don't get it. The storage optimization is extremely low, extremely limited. I talk about this in another video, but I've just been struggling simply with this computer. So in the next few months, I'm gonna actively try to get a new computer, more of a desktop type of computer that I think that'll be better suited for this type of matter. But it is what it is. I'm gonna try to do it on my GoPro. And in an effort to not take too long on this video, let's get right into it. So I'm gonna be going over some of the pairs that I've been looking at. I have 6 pairs that I typically look at every week: AU, GJ, Gold, GU, UJ, and GJ. And I contemplated on looking at Bitcoin and talking about that, but I'll talk about that and discuss that in a different video as to why I'm curious in it, why I'm curious of it, and why I may potentially invest in it in the next few, maybe weeks or days. So first of all, I want to mention that price went extremely crazy this past week, post-elections, even the night of elections. And that actually leads me to this first pair, which is AU. And you can actually see the kind of the aftermath of elections, just starting on the daily. Look at it. Look at all this. It's kind of ranging up, down, up, down, up, down. Wild moves. But to start off last week, or a few weeks ago, I had this move, right? I had this move for the shorts, and it did play out. I did get out of this one early. My exit point was here, but my overall TP was at this green area, and it did hit that. So notice that price continued going to the downside, and we had this sort of break of structure when it reached this area, initiated this area of support and resistance as well, maintained it, and finally broke above. Now this buying move I was looking at for price to hit above this zone and hit this green area that I projected price to land to previous weeks ago. I expect the price to come back up into that, looking to buy this market. But I didn't get into it because last week was elections week and I knew what I was getting myself into. So I chose to stay out. But this was a nice little move. Let me see how many pips. Around 40 pips. So that would have been a clean move, but that's besides the point. Price came back down and created this area of exhaustion and continued to the upside. And then to finish the week off, it came back down. So seeing all of this, this crazy sequence, I am still bullish. Keep in mind, I'm still bullish. Looking on the daily, this looks more of a bearish market, but on the 4-hour, I see more bullish activity where price initiated this area of support, maintained, hit it again, maintained. We had this area exhaustion for that bullish push. Now notice that we also have this higher low that initiated that sort of break of structure. And looking back and looking overall, this is a low, and then price created another higher low right here. And this is why I drew this circle right here to indicate that higher low that we could potentially go onto the smaller time frames to take advantage of. Now, while I thought I was recording a few minutes ago, I drew this, meaning that this is what I would be looking for, some sort of structure on the smaller time frames to take advantage of this move. So we could see like some form of double bottom, let me finish this, a higher low to continue up, come down, take advantage of that, the typical signs that we see, or the typical moves that price presents, so that we can take advantage of opportunities. So I would like to see something like that on the smaller time frames. So I'll be looking into that this week. What in the world is going on? People yelling, man. But EJ, I talked about this too just a few minutes ago. Overall bullish, but then we had a break of structure going to the downside. A few weeks ago, I expect the price to break above this entire blue zone that we've been under for literally months. and it finally broke above. Now on the smaller time frames, we do experience this break of structure to the downside. I had this trend line from last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago, this trend line, and we see this lower high followed by another lower high, and this will probably be better on the smaller time frames. Let me do a 2 hour so y'all can see this a little more clearly. We have a lower high, right, and another lower high, and also broke below this trend line and creating resistance using the backside of it. And then we came down even more, made this area resistance, maintained, broke to the downside, broke below this low, and continued down. Now that's cool and all, but it still has potential to come up to the upside. But what I'll be looking for this week is to see how price maintains once it gets to this moving average, right? So I'm pretty much looking for price to come back into this moving average. 4 hour, 1 hour. This is the move that I'm pretty much looking for. Now price could very much pull back and make this move, but once it gets to that point, right? So once it reaches this moving average, so let's say comes up there, reaches this moving average zone, then that's where we kind of see how price reacts here and determine whether it will continue going to the upside or to the downside. But that's pretty much the move I'm looking at for EJ. To transition into gold, I talked about this in the Sunday video or Saturday video, my day in the life kind of Saturday video, vlogging video. But this is a move that I missed out on. Crazy move. We had a trend line, price broke out of it, and on the smaller time frames, this is so clean. It's so easy. It's too easy. I missed out on this move, and after calculating it, this is a $37,000 move based on the position sizes that I typically get into when it comes to moves. That would have been a wild trade. 37,000, at least 30K. At least 30K. I mean, look at the pips on this thing. That move was wild. And I missed it. And I'm not going to beat myself up for it, because at the end of the day, a day with no trades is, at the end of the day, a W day. Where I can't be mad at myself for not taking any trades. I can be mad at myself for taking a trade that did not fit my way of trading, that did not fit my style, that did not fit my rules. But if I didn't trade today, I'm not going to be overly upset, but I am still a little hurt that I missed this wild move. But besides that, we do see this lower high right here, and I'm noticing that this area right here is being maintained for the most part, and we do have exhaustion coming to the downside. This is pretty much an equilibrium area, if you want to call it, that we don't really see much volume towards the upside or the downside, despite we do see this lower high. But I'm just going to be looking closely into this, seeing whether it breaks to the upside or the downside, but pretty much nothing I have for here. Overall, I do see it continue going to the upside on the daily. I have an overall fib. So I got this move coming all the way up here to the -27. Let me highlight that for you guys. All the way up here within the future. But it's going to take a while to get up there, being that this is on the daily. But overall, I do see a bullish move, but we're just going to see how it maintains this point. To go further, we're going to look into GU. Choppy, similar to AU, just wild madness, up down type of situation. What I'm gonna skip this one. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not gonna be trading this week. I won't. I'll be frank with you guys. I look at most of the time 3 or 4 markets, 3 or 4 pairs for the week that I'm like highly looking at. When I look at this just on the 4 hour and it's looking like this, I honestly have no interest in it. I honestly don't. On the daily, when it comes to these markets, come back to the daily, to the weekly. Like, this is a nasty type of market, especially after elections. Nasty. This is on the daily. I won't be trading this. I'm not gonna lie. No, we're gonna skip. We're gonna skip that one. So this is UJ on the daily. I was really about to break that junk down. Heck no. I ain't trading that. Oh man, it's acting slow. It's acting slow. Come on. You selling in front of the. Come on. All right, so UJ on the daily, we have a bullish market overall. On the weekly, let me show you guys the significance of this blue zone. This is an area of resistance, area of support, and we came back into this zone. So it could play as an area of resistance or support. It could play as this area of support if price continues to respect it and move to the upside. But going down to the 4 hour, right now I'm just looking. I haven't really looked at this market too much. I see this trend line, price broke above, came back down. This looks very similar to EJ for sure. Let me take this off. Looks very similar to EJ. Just looking at this at face value, and I may go over this more extensively. Excuse me. I could see a further bullish move from this. Overall, we still have this support being respected. We have this counter trend line where price broke above and is coming down. Could be placing potential higher lows right here. We are maintaining above the moving average. Looks clean so far. And right now we're currently above that blue zone that I mentioned on the weekly time frame. Going to the smaller time frames, bullish as well. We see this area of support being maintained as well right here. And I mean, solid so far. If I were to try to get a setup, I would need some form of pullback here to get that entry. But yeah, I like this so far. I really do. I may not even trade this if I'm being honest, but looks clean so far. I'll look into it a little more later on. Last pair is GJ. For the most part, bullish as well. On the daily, going down to the 4 hour, we are just like UJ, maintaining above the moving average, indicating that we are in overall bullish market when it looks at the average price points. Going down, we again, just like UJ, see this area of support, maintain, clean. Let me take this off. Clean. We see this double top up here, so I'll definitely be paying attention to that. Up here, make sure everything is aligned, everything is clean. Now I will say this: when I look at this low right here, I consider where we are right now basically a higher low. This played as a higher low right here, but it maintained it, playing as an area of support again. So therefore, seeing that alone indicates that we are bullish. We are bullish overall. It is maintained area of support. This is a higher low. We're still above it. We're above or in congruence with the moving average. We're above this previous low. We broke structure on the higher time frames. I will say we do have this double top, but if I were to get into something like this in a move, I would be looking to target these highs right here for overall like a 170, 160 pip move. So that's clean, very clean. I like GJ a lot. But guys, that's pretty much it for this week that I'm going to be looking for. I will post this in the next few minutes, but like I always say, let's have a good week. It always starts on Sunday. We analyze on Sunday, we lock in on Sunday, and we prepare for Monday. But yeah, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video.